I lost connection there for a while, so I'm just waiting. Hi Jane, we lost connection, so I'm just waiting for everyone else to join this one. And you, Claire, I'm really sorry, guys. Like I said, it is the first time I'm doing this, so might come up with a few problems that I will iron out in the next 2 weeks, ready for the next video. So massive apologies. As always, technology is a nightmare. I'm just going to wait for the others to quickly join us. So massive apologies. I will see if I can invite them through here. What's this? And what I will be doing is saving this video anyway, so you can watch it back. Hi, Elisa. Never done anything like this before. It's all very exciting. Like I said, it's going to be a massive learning curve. So we might come up with a few problems, but hopefully I will learn from it and then we can move on in 2 weeks' time. Oh, thank you, Lisa. It's not. I'm more worried about technology, and the family are like, "What's going on? What are you doing in there?" So they want the door open so they can have a good listen as well. Talk about put yourself under pressure. Right, few things. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. And like I said, this will be on the Facebook group, so you can watch it back at any time. This week, no, I didn't, Caitlin. Can you redo your message? I do apologise about it cutting off. Signal is really, Wi-Fi is terrible in this house. So what I've actually done is put it on my mobile data. So fingers crossed, we're not going to have any of the cut out again. Can you send over what your message was, please, so that I can have a look on that? First things I'm going to talk about, I'll keep an eye out for your message, Caitlin. So first thing that I want to talk about is promoting your business. I get this question a lot from my students. I know the whiteboard. I write really big so that you can all see it. So best way to promote your business, I personally find, is through Facebook and Instagram. On average, the people between the early 20s to late 30s use Instagram and Facebook. So they're going to be your target market because they're the ones that have all the beauty treatments as well. So there's a lot of things with Facebook that people don't tend to notice. When I go quiet like that, it's because I'm making sure I'm reading all the messages as well. And there's a lot of things with Facebook. So the number one rule, I used this when I was starting up, is I can do everything left-handed apart from right. So there is Facebook groups such as Tyler's Gossip Girls. There is hundreds and hundreds of Facebook groups that you can join. Now, make a note. This is exactly what I did, was made a note of when the advertising days were. So a lot of them are the 1st, some are the 15th of the month. Write them all down. And then what I tend to do is go through and advertise on those days. It's a really good way because you've got Lower Early, Woodley, Basingstoke, Reading, Tilehurst. You can also advertise on buy and sell sites, so don't forget about them. They're a great way of advertising. So what I did, like I said, is I wrote down a long list of all the groups, join all the beauty groups, and then you can send out. I used to do one post, and literally at the bottom you've got like, comment and share. I would then just share that post to all the pages, so you don't need to keep on writing new things up or creating new posts. You can share whatever you want onto the group to advertise. So like I said, don't just limit yourself to your area. People will buy into you when it comes to beauty. If they like you, you've done a good job with the treatments, then they're going to keep coming back to you. I'm talking, oh yeah, there we go. They're going to keep coming back to you. So I was just keeping an eye on the time because it froze. So I'm just going to repeat that. So Facebook groups, Tilehurst, Reading, Woodley, branch out, because like I said, there is so many people that will, if you're really good at what you do, they don't mind traveling a bit further, and they buy into you. So make sure you advertise. A lot of them are the 1st, 15th, 21st. So write it all down so you know exactly what you can advertise on what day. Another thing that I want to touch up with on Facebook is insights. As I try and write left-handed way, right, insights. A lot of you probably don't even know about insights. What they do is for every post, you could see how many people that has reached. You could see, this is hard work, trying to make sure this is still running, writing stuff down, looking at your comments. And so, like I said, you can have a look. It would tell you best time of advertising. I did one recently, a full report, and it came up at 2:30, which I would have thought would be evening, would be my busiest time. But no, it was around 2:30, 3:30. Do a post and watch your insights. Do a different kind of post. So do one with pictures, one with comments, and see which one you're getting more response from. So insights is really, really good. Another thing with Facebook, which is really good, is automated responses. So with this, which I find absolutely fantastic, because the more busier you get, the more that you're not going to have time to go back to them with questions that you're getting asked. Pretty much a lot of questions that you get asked the same. So what you could do is do an automated response, so it will pick up keywords. So for example, you can do, like mine that comes up, one of my popular one is, where are you based? So if somebody puts where are you based, Facebook will automatically go back to them because I've put in an auto response. This happens through the night. You don't have to worry about them then. You could do a whole list of keywords, and then literally you don't have to worry about going back to people because it's all going to be automated, and it saves you so much time. To do this, go into your main business page or Facebook page, and you'll have like a clog wheel in the right hand corner. I love art, but I'm not very good today. So you'd have a clog wheel and settings. Go into your settings, and then down the bottom, it will be a response tab. That's where you want to go to write up all of your responses, so that way, like I said, it will save you so much time. Just get it all done automated. Another thing that I love Facebook for is you could sync up your social media together. So link up your Instagram. Now, Instagram is growing so popular. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be completely truthful. Instagram isn't really my forte. I use a lot of Facebook. That's where I get my businesses from. Instagram, it goes over to Instagram. But like I said, I'm not that clued up on Instagram. I've tried so much, but to keep on top of all this social media. So what I tend to do is every post that I put on my Facebook page will go straight through to Instagram. One little tip is if you do that, make sure you add your hashtags, because obviously that's how Instagram works. One thing that I do want to touch up with Facebook is it is recommended that you do a lot of posts. I would say try and post once a day. And if you're stuck and you haven't done clients, I'm the worst at taking photos. If you're stuck, then literally just put a positive quote up. Put when you have availabilities free. Put up an interesting fact about your treatments that you're offering. You know, anything. And the more that they're going to see you flash up, the more that they're going to remember you. So again, if you are using people like your models for your advertising and showing them the pictures, you do need to get permission from them. So make sure you ask, is it okay that you put this on your Facebook? Again, have it linked to your Instagram with your hashtags, and away you go. So that's another one. The one thing that I will say is the more photos you take, people like to see the work. Especially with Instagram, it is all about your images. So if you've done an amazing set of lashes, put it on Facebook, put it everywhere. You can do boosts for Facebook, which I do regularly. They're reasonably priced. You can boost it for £1 a day for 3 days, so it's £3, and it will get your post seen to, depending on how much you spend, depends on how many people will see it. Also, when you're starting up to build up your followers, I recommend running competitions. Now, you could do a free treatment of your choice for somebody if they tag 2 friends and share the post. You could do many things like that, advertising the competitions. How I would then run the competition is I would do there's so many apps now, you could put it in online. I did one when I launched my website for online courses, and it was Fortune Wheel, and it was everyone's names, and I filmed it spinning and who it was selected winner. That way, nobody's going to think that it was fake and you just did it to give somebody that wasn't actually a customer your treatment or whatever. They see their names are on there and they see that it's a fair way to win. Also, what that does is grabs everyone's attention. So if you've got a really good competition where you're going to announce it and stuff, then that is going to grab other people's attention. Videos on Facebook, I don't know whether I'm the only one, but I could sit there for ages on my phone and I scroll through videos and videos and videos, and it would be things that I'm not even interested in, but I just sit there watching them. I know, I need to get a life, but that's what I mean. These videos will show up if you boost them, and people like me will sit there and it will get your name out. So recapping, Facebook groups, target every single group that you possibly can on Facebook that would be relative to you. Don't just stick to your area. Do it for all over, because you never know. You know, you might have somebody that lives in Woodley and you're based in Calcutta, but yet actually they come over to see their auntie every week. So they would still come to you for a treatment. So search all around your area. Caitlin, I haven't seen a message pop up. I'll check my phone. So yeah, join every single Facebook group, write down when they're advertising. Insights, check your insights, see which posts are getting the most likes, the most views. You could do all of this on the actual image. It will say insight. Automated responses, cut down your time, and not just that, it will go back to them straight away. So in the meantime, they haven't messaged Joe from down the road who's offering eyelashes or whatever treatment it is. They know exactly, they've got the answer that they've wanted there and then, right from your automated response. Instagram, get your Instagram synced up. They do say YouTube is also another good one. I have YouTube for my business, for training side. However, I don't really think, if you're just doing a treatment, I don't think it's really going to benefit you to have Instagram unless you are looking to getting into training. YouTube, sorry, unless you're getting into training. So they are really good ways of promoting a business. Like I said, when you boost them, you can boost them for as little as £1 and it will get your name out there. One thing I want to quickly say is if you boost a post, what you need to, is, like I said, it's a great marketing tool, but you just want to keep a track of it and see where exactly you're getting your views from, looking at the right times. Weekends go absolutely mad, and you can do it as cheap as £1. So I would really, really recommend you to do that. If it comes up, I'm trying to think of what it says. It says there's like two. Let me get one up. Hang on my phone, because I wasn't too sure. Hang on 1 second, guys, because I want to go through exactly what it says, because again, this is a popular question that people are asking me. So you can always see, well, you won't see it on my phone, it says how many people have reached. If you click on it, it will say how many are organic. Now, when it says organic, they are people that aren't on your Facebook page. They are just literally people that have seen it flag up. I want to find this one so that I can... Right, so when it says, this is what I want to talk about. When it says, sorry about that, guys, people reached, that means how many people is actually shown up on their live Facebook page, their feed. So, for example, this post has reached 231 people. Post engagement. Now, what post engagement means is how many people have actually clicked onto that post. So people reached is how many people that post has gone onto their actual Facebook feed, and post engagement is how many people have actually engaged in that post. So they've clicked on it, or they've viewed it, or they've done a send a message. So that would be how to promote your business using Facebook. Definitely go into your settings, because there's so many hidden things in your settings that you could do for your Facebook page. You don't have to add anything on that particular day. You could, if you're going off on holiday, you've got a wedding, or you could set a date for it to go onto. Go off and have a great time, because Facebook will automatically pop that onto your Facebook page when you've agreed to do it on what day. So there's so much that you could do. Do have a look at settings. Caitlin, I'm a little bit worried that you had a question and it hasn't come up. So make sure you message me either privately or on here, so I can go through whatever your question is. Another question is, that I get a lot, is to do with lash lifts. So, love lash lifts. I can't have eyelash extensions, so a lash lift is the only thing for me. How close do you put a shield when you're doing a lash lift? This is where my skills of drawing comes in. So, here's an eye. Can you all see that okay? Their eyes are closed, so here's their lashes. I don't know why I drew that bit there. So their eyes are closed. Here is where your lashes are all. You want to place the shield as close as that skin line as you can. Now, sometimes there will be a little of skin that comes through. If you're finding that, literally hold the shield while you're brushing the lashes up. So I tend to hold it, so you can push it down in effect. And you push it down so that skin area is covered. Those lashes will then lift up onto the shield, like so. And then there would be nothing down here. Now, another question that I get asked a lot of is the little hairs, the baby hairs that are growing through that are really, really short, can't get onto the lash shield. What do they do? I always say if you're struggling getting those lashes onto the shield, you've got pretty much all of them, but you've got a few that haven't. Sometimes if they're really babyish lashes, you won't be able to get them up. They're way too short. However, if they're slightly longer and they're just being a pain and you're worried because all these are all nice, I literally will put a little bit of the glue on that lash using your lash tool, she says, which isn't here. Using the lash tool, I then would brush that up onto the shield, and 9 times out of 10, that is going to stick. So to create a really nice lash lift, what you want to do is make sure that all these lashes are secured nice and tight onto that shield. Yeah? Any questions, guys, on that? On lash lifts? Another one that some people say is, do you tint the lashes before you lash lift? I don't. I do it all at the same time. So after the perming and the fixing, then I tint. Now, if any of you guys are using the LA Banner, I recommend them so much. They are the best solution for lash lifts. The results that I've seen have been absolutely amazing. One thing that I do want to say with them is it does say remove it with a damp cotton pad. This kind of goes back from what you're taught on a lash lift. You're taught not to get them wet. But with solutions, I always say follow the manufacturer's advice. As long as it's not soaking wet, you would only do this on the LA Banner, none of the others. So if it's soaking wet, don't use it. You just want it to be really damp. What I tend to use is the nourishing solution to help get that tint off, and that helps remove it a lot quicker. So lash lift shields go as close to the lash line as possible. Don't know what I've done with my sponge. Here it is. Right, hang on a second as I have a message. Right, so one of the questions, they're saying they're not coming up on here. I've got my phone obviously as well. So ask me any questions through Facebook, or if you've got my number, private message me. I will be on here until 8:30, so you'll be hearing a lot of me. So my question isn't coming up. I've asked, what is the best under eye pads for lash tinting? I've tried some from Sally's and they are awful. I completely agree with you. I hate them with Sally's. They're like the little cardboard ones. Hate them. Right, so what I would suggest you to do, if it is only lash tinting, I would say don't use pads. I'm a messy tinter. I'm not going to lie. I get tint everywhere when I do it. What I would suggest you to do is, you're going to be wobbling a little bit because you're in my drawer, my weedy drawers. So what I suggest you to do is get cotton pads, and again, you're going to wobble for a minute or two. Cut them in half, like so. And this gives you more profit. If you're only tinting the lashes and you just literally put tint on the eyes, you're not talking about lash lifts, because lash lifts you use an actual pad to hold the bottom ones down. But for a lash tint, this will save you a lot of money. So what you're going to do is get this wet. That's absolutely fine to get them wet because we're only talking about lash tinting. And you would place that under the bottom eyelashes. So the bottom lashes are on top. Close their eyes. And then I'd have that one there. Close their eyes. Tint on. And then some people feel that their eyes keep on like wanting to open. So what I do to stop that from happening is just place a cotton pad on their eyes, and that stops them from wanting to open them up. If you're lash lifting now, so a different treatment, if you're lash lifting, I would always use the pads. You want to be careful because they need to be lint free. We do sell them on our website, so have a look there, because I struggled with the pads with eyelashes. Some of them have material on, so it's like you don't want that, and you end up with them feeling like they're stuck. The actual eyelash extensions are stuck on there. Lash lift, you're okay. But yeah, you can get eye pads anywhere. I would say stay away from Sally's though. I don't like Sally's pads. They're very thick and gloopy. Guys, I'm really sorry if your messages and you're asking me questions aren't coming up on this video. Do send it to Pampering Angels or private message me and I will get that answered. Like I said, today is the first time, so it's a learning curve. Another thing I want to touch up on is lash extensions. A lot of people are asking me, how do you know what length to use? We're going to go into lengths, and I am also going to improve on getting this larger and maybe a bit closer. I might just use my phone next time. Lengths and infills. It's been a long day, guys. I'm forgetting everything. Lengths. So the rule of thumb is if a natural lash is small, so say that's a natural lash, on average, say 11 millimeters long, just say for instance, your client comes to you and says she wants the longest, the fullest lashes, you wouldn't then go, okay, I'm going to put a 15 millimeter on you, because that is going to be too long. So where that natural lash stops, the false lash will be way too long for it, and there'll be nothing. Let me try and get it a bit bigger. Right. So this is their natural lash. Can you see that line? Yeah. This is the lash extension. They want the longest and the thickest. So their natural lash wouldn't be able to handle anything too long, because this area has nothing to grip onto. This is okay, because that's going to stick onto the lash from there. That would be fine. Where this has got nothing to stick to, that will become very heavy on its own, and it will start to droop down. Drooping down will then take the natural lash with it, as it's too heavy. So for example, if that's their natural lash is like that length, and you put a lash on like that, there's nothing there for that to grip. So eventually that would start going down and drooping. What you want to remember is it doesn't matter what look you're offering them. If it's a full-on glam length, the maximum length you want to put is half of their own length on. So you've got their natural length like so. To put half of it on means that they'd be able to have about that much. Now, or a little bit longer. That's a really nice healthy amount, because that's going to allow the natural lash to grow out. You can put the lash extensions on top or underneath the natural lash, by the way. That's going to allow the natural lash to grow out naturally without any damage to the hair follicle. So always remember, do not go longer than half of their natural lash. That is the rule that I always say. If, for example, I offer 3 looks, a natural look, which is same length as their own lashes but thicker, a mascara look, which is about 1/4 of the length longer, or a full-on glam would just be a little bit longer than that. So don't ever, if they've got weak lashes, you wouldn't put anything too thick on them. I'm checking my phone to see if there's any other messages. You wouldn't put anything too thick on them. So always want to be, I would say, no longer than half the length of their natural lashes. What I would advise you to do is pop that lash, before you put any glue on it, pop the lash on top of their natural lash so you can see how much longer that is on their natural lash. Hope that answers some questions. Infills with lash extensions. So a lot of people are saying, are you taught with infills? Is it another course, etc.? No, it isn't another course. It's hard to teach you infills because nobody ever comes to you for an infill on a training day. You're learning a full set. If I'm completely honest, I hate infills. And the reason being is it takes just as long as a full set sometimes. They should not be coming to you with less than 50% of their lashes remaining. If they've only got one lash on each eye, that's a full set. Regardless of whether they just come off because they said, oh, I'm coming to see you and I took them all off last night. It's not fair. 50% is an infill. So on average, people lose between 2 to 5 lashes a day. You don't notice lashes falling out, but you do. So if you think of between 2 to 5 lashes a day, depending on their cycle, that over 2 weeks is a lot of lashes that they've lost. So what you would do is you would notice this is a natural lash. You would notice that it's natural lash with no extension on, because that's a new hair that's grown through. You would just pop a lash extension on that. You separate with your tweezers. Some lashes, you'll notice that they're like so. They've grown out up here, but the natural lash is here. That means that that's not going to last. So you would isolate that lash, use a remover, and remove that lash. Because you can see here that growth is quite a lot, that they probably wouldn't even last that long. So take it off using remover, isolating it so that remover does not touch the other lashes, and then place a new one on top. I tend to, when I'm doing an infill, I will start by going through all the lashes, seeing which ones haven't got much of a growth on, which ones have, and then I would take them off. Then I would give them all a good brush, go back and reapply them. So an infill, I was the same when I was learning lash extensions. We didn't get taught infills. You don't really, because you've got the skills to go on and do the whole infills. It's just a case of it's hard because you don't know what you're supposed to be taking off and what you're not. So if the lashes is growing out quite high and you can see in a natural lash, take it off. Some of the lashes you won't see any growth in. That's absolutely normal because sometimes lashes take longer to grow. In the summer, hair everywhere will just grow a lot faster. So that would be an infill. Give me 2 seconds just to check Facebook page and make sure that there's no questions that I am missing. It's loading up. No, we're all good. So an infill, you're going to go through, recapping, you're going to go through, remove any lashes that you think won't survive, another 2 weeks. So on average, you want them to come back to you every 2 weeks. Lash lift, one thing that you need to bear in mind, if you offer lash extensions, and then you're doing lash lifts, say you just started doing lash lifts, your lash extension customers are going to want to try a lash lift. Potentially, they're not going to come back to you for 6 to 8 weeks. So I think if you do a lash extensions, bearing in mind, I did this when I started offering lash extension lifts, that client could potentially be hooked on the lash lift because it's less maintenance, meaning they won't be back that often, which again will cut down how much money you're making basically, because they'll be coming back every 6 to 8 weeks rather than every 2 weeks. So one thing to bear in mind. So length, one thing that annoys me with lash extensions I find this really hard. It's a good base, so don't take what I'm saying to heart. Is a lot of people have mapping for lashing. Now, what they mean by mapping is they will say, I created, some of them do spreadsheets, even like large training companies do this, and I think they try and do it in the middle of the board. So they go like this and they say, I created an amazing look today. I put 11s, 40, well no, because you go up in, to say 12s, 13s here, 14s. Then I went back down like so. Always remember the inner lashes. So lashes here are never very long. I always follow their natural lashes, what they do, and step down when they do, because that look is always going to be the look that suits them the most. So that's all great. That would be lovely on a customer, I'm sure. However, if you've got a customer that's, young girls have amazing eyelashes. Sadly, it is one of the things that starts to stop growing as much the older you get. But what if your customer has got naturally lashes at 15 millimeters? No way would you put 11s on. Over here, their natural lash is 15 as well. Well, that's going to look silly because you've put a 13 on, but actually they're 15, so their natural lashes are going to come through and you'll see them through the extensions that they're longer. So when you're with the lash extensions and Russian extensions, always be really, really careful, because it's all great. Take this as a base, but don't go by lengths, because like I said, some customers have longer lashes than that, or shorter lashes in that area, or their lashes won't be able to tuck their sleeves, or their lashes won't be able to handle it. So, oh, sorry, excuse me. So use it as a base to create the look. So for example, if you want to create a cat eye, you'd always go longer here, going in shorter. So use it as a base, but don't solely go on what length, because your customer might not have that length lashes. So that is your lash extensions. What else do we want to talk about, ladies? We've done promotion. I really wanted to touch up on that quite a lot. If you want screenshots or anything like that, just let me know. Because like I said, I think it's a fantastic thing. There is so many people out there that charge for stuff that you could easily do yourself, these marketing. So make sure you go into your settings and have a look and go through and change everything that you want to change, like have automated messages and things like that. Ladies, do you have any questions? Message me either through, I don't know why the comments aren't working. Well, we're excited. I want to talk about, we're offering 2 new training courses, which are getting really booked up really quickly. That's really good English, isn't it? Really getting booked up really quickly. Right, so brow lamination, what is it? We've talked about lash extensions, lash lift. So a brow lamination is basically a lash lift for your eyebrows. So you're perming them to get them looking fuller. You tint them, shape them, but they're supposed to look a lot more thinner where they have been permed and brushed into shape, so that when they grow in a certain way. So we're really proud to be offering that due to the training, which we're really happy is really taken off. The next available course, I think they're getting booked up quite quickly. It is in March sometime. One thing I do want to say to my students as well is there is loads of new courses that we will be offering. We are doing offers if you come with a friend. You get £10 off each of your total. if you're booking in more than one course, etc. So just let me know. And yeah, we're really, really grateful for all of your guys' support. I love teaching. I've always been really passionate about it. So I'm always here to help you guys as much as I can, hence why these videos today up and running. I don't know why the comments aren't working. I will look into that next time. I am in the process of trying to get more people added. With the training side getting so busy, it's having time to try and get everything done. So I am working on getting more and more people to like our page, and obviously more and more students, so that we could help each other. There will be nothing, if anyone's horrible to anyone, nastiness, you'll be removed straight away. I know none of you are like this, but I want this group to be all about helping each other, having questions. No questions too stupid. We've all been there, we've all been learning, so ask as many things as you want and we can all help each other out. So like I said, if you've got friends that are in the industry, you know, invite them to enjoy the group. But yeah, there will be no nastiness. Please bear in mind that everyone's learning, everyone does things differently. There's no need to be horrible. So it will not be tolerated in our group. Not that you guys need to have that chat anyway. So another good thing for promoting businesses, let's go back. Recommend a friend. If they recommend a friend, then they get a certain amount off a treatment, or create little goodie bags, or anything like that they could have. Also, one thing that was really popular at one of the salons that I worked at was a package deal. And what would it be? Would be that, say for instance, eyelash extensions. They bought 4 infills, then they get the 5th free, but they would have to pay for those 4 up front to get the 5th free. If you offer loyalty cards, that's another really good way of getting business in. One thing that I will say that I've learned, and this is no offense to any of my customers, because I love them all, I'm the worst at it as well, so I shouldn't. I'm the worst. They change their bags, they lose the loyalty cards, and they're like, oh yeah, I've got this on there, or I had 5 stamps and you can't remember. What I would say is always keep their loyalty cards. If you are running loyalty cards, keep them, and you just literally attach it to their consultation form and tick it every time they come, or initial it, and in that way you know that it's not going to get lost, and it's a bit of a fairer way as well. So that's another thing that we did, which I quite liked. Right, guys. Nobody seems to be, and like I said, I don't know what's going on with the comments, I'm sorry. But is there anything else anyone wants me to say? You can private message me, anything. With lash lifts, you can reverse lash lifts. I know if you're using Elabana, then I think I'm saying that right. Don't know. Then what you could do is, if they didn't like it, or I am loving this, I saw it Lowe's with I've got a question. Someone's got a question. I saw it Lowe's with lash extensions. Rarely see it with lash lifts, but it's starting to happen where the boyfriend's like, yeah, you could lash lift me. Love it. I never met a man that would let me do that, but they can have it reversed. And what you would do is literally use the solution, so your permanent solution, without a shield. So just brushing it on the lashes, but you'd only leave it on for a minute. Like, I only brush it with a mascara brush for a minute, because what you're doing is you're brushing it straight, so they have their eyes closed. Do exactly the same with the fixing solution, and then that should help drop it. Also, you can just get them really, really wet, and that would help drop them. I'm just going to have a look at my phone. This is a really, really good question. Thank you so much. So how do you overcome being scared to start your business up because of what people's reactions may be, or being scared of getting negative comments? this is such a good point. Well done, and thank you for bringing that up. Especially with what happened over the weekend, just gone. I know it's so hard because there's so many people out there that are judgy. There's so many people out there that do want to ruin. Sorry, I might need to sneeze again. That do put negative comments, and it's not nice. It is horrible. I've had it happen. And unfortunately, there's nothing really you could do. You just have to get a harder skin to it. And the way that I look at it is I've had it. I had it where I advertised a training course and somebody just thought it was really funny just to laugh and knocking my prices, basically, even though I do a lot of research into my prices. And you do, when I started, it's the same. I'll never forget. So with me, I did everything. It was more of a hobby. I was doing it on friends and family. Then I really wanted to get into the industry. And I was so worried that I would be rubbish. I was worried that the treatments wouldn't last. I was worried that I would do damage or somebody wouldn't like me. And at the end of the day, I think what you need to remember is these people aren't worth your time. If there's so many reasons why people can be horrible. It could be jealousy, unhappiness in their life. You don't need anything like that. So if they are being like that, especially if they put comments on Facebook, you can remove them. I've luckily, touch wood, I only had to do it twice. There was one time I'll never forget. I think I had the worst client ever, and I got back and literally cried, and I didn't want to do. This was before I was teaching, and I didn't want to do it anymore because she was horrible. It knocked my confidence. So I literally practiced and practiced and practiced. And then it's okay to be down sometimes, but then pick yourself back up and think, do you know what? If it's your dream to do this, then don't let somebody else who's got their own issues going on affect you. This is your life. They're nothing to you. Ignore their negative comments and just think, do you know what? The positive comments will always outweigh the negative comments, but just really don't pay any attention to them and just block them straight away if they are going to be horrible. There could be so many reasons, like it could be the fact that they're friends with your ex-boyfriend or friend of somebody that you so happen to not get on with, or there could be so many reasons why people could be horrible. So don't even let that knock your confidence. Please don't, because in every industry, you are always going to have somebody that could potentially be negative and horrible to you. So if you want to start up your own business, when you get to the top and when you're doing well, they're not going to matter. And if anything, it gets worse the higher up that you kind of get. I mean, by no means am I high up. I'm not saying that. But you do have a lot of people that can be envious sometimes. So just don't let them knock you. Do not let anyone not let you carry on with your dreams. If, like I said, one negative comment and the rest is positive, don't even lose sleep over it. I know that's easy for me to say. I've been there as well. Like I said, with that customer, I'll never forget. I had a little cry and then I thought, well, I practice. Even though I think she was being unfair, you do. And so I practiced and thought about it and thought, well, do you know what? That one comment out of how many people I've done. And then another comment I had was a really unfair comment, sorry. And she kept going and going and going for months. And in the end, I just blocked her. The unfair comment was to do with her nails. I don't want to go into too much in case, obviously, it comes up or anything on Facebook. And yeah, she tried to get me fired from my job. And it was an unfair comment because I advised her that her nails weren't going to last long because they were too soft. So she still wanted to go ahead with the treatment, and then after that she was horrible. But the way that I kind of dealt with it is, what I do in my life is not a reflection on her. Like, I'm going to do my dreams, I'm going to follow my dreams and do what I want to do to get by in life. And you know what, that's only one person, and I wouldn't want her back anyway for a treatment. I wouldn't go near her. So again, please, please, please don't let anyone knock your confidence, because out of 100 positive comments, it will always be that one that will make you feel rubbish and make you want to give up. But don't give up, because that one could have done anything, and ruined the treatment herself, or generally she might not have taken a liking to you, or he might not have taken a liking to you, or it could have been that he or she, it's all about them. Maybe they weren't happy with the fact that you were 5 minutes late or 5 minutes early. You can't please everybody, and there is always going to be somebody that is going to want to complain. But don't let it stop you, especially at the beginning. I always teach my students not to, at the beginning, like, practice on family and friends, but don't tell them to, I think all your comments are coming up, guys. Don't tell them that you're brand new, because I think if you tell them that you're brand new, then they're going to take the mickey, because everybody wants something for nothing. Well, not everybody. A lot of people want something for nothing. So the moment you tell them that you're new, they're going to criticize it a bit more. It's about having confidence in yourself. Be confident in yourself, and you should be anyway, because if they've got negative comments to make about you, they're not worth your time and energy. Don't feed into it. Just leave them to it. I hope that helps. Let's check my phone. Nope, no other questions as of yet, and I'm still looking there. That I actually read a message to my family that I saw in a lash group on Facebook earlier, and it was an absolutely horrible message. It was nothing to do with me. I think it was in America, because they were talking about dollars. But I just thought, why do girls have to be horrible? And basically, the woman admitted that she was new at doing eyelash extensions, and the woman was like, well, okay, I'm only paying you $20 and you should be so grateful that I'm coming to you, basically. Then she said she was going to threaten with telling everybody that her lashes were rubbish. And, if they're like that, people that know them also know that they're like that. So you just got to, unfortunately, pick yourself back up again and think, do you know what? If it's a fair comment and you think that, yeah, okay, I can see where they come with that, then just learn from it. Every day is a learning day. Learn from it. If it was an unfair comment, then I almost feel sorry for them, because I think they've got nothing better to do than be nasty. You wouldn't want to do a treatment on them. They were better off gone. Hope that answers your question. And the person who sent the question in is ever so lovely. So I will also be private messaging you after, because I'd hate to think that that's going on at the moment, and we can probably do a bit more work on it. So I will message you after. And like I said, you get it all the time, everywhere you go. People are angry all the time, like sometimes. It's not just in your business life, but if it's your dream, go for it. Don't let people ruin it. Really don't. Any other questions, guys? We've got a couple of more minutes. It's gone really quick. I did a long list earlier of what to talk about to begin with. But yeah, I thought, how am I going to keep talking for an hour? I know I talk a lot. But yeah, I didn't think it would go this quick. So I will be doing another video. Let me just check my list. Yes, I will be doing another video in 2 weeks' time. Let me know if you're not happy with the timing, the day. I always think they will be saved anyway and be on this group. But I do think evenings is probably better. Let's have a look at what date. I can't get into it because of my hotspot. Well, it's not next Thursday, it's the following Thursday, probably around the same time. If you have any other questions, just let me know. If you want them more regularly, if you want them once a week, let me know, because I quite enjoyed doing this, actually. I can hear somebody out in the corridor. And I will be fixing the lighting. I'm just seeing if there's anything. I will be fixing the lighting so that you can see the board a bit better. Lisa, sorry, I've just seen your message pop up. How thick should a lash extension be? Individual lash extensions, do not use anything thicker than a 0. You can get 0.25s. I would say 0.20 for individual. So I'll write it down for you just because I'm liking my new whiteboard. Individual, no bigger than 0.20. You can do 25. 0.30 for individuals is only used for photo shoots. So they're literally applied and removed straight away. So do individuals from 0.10 for a very natural look, that would be, and 0.20 if it's Russians. So the volume lashes, because they're thinner, if you're use a 0.05 or a 0.03 is also good, but only do that when you're really confident, because if you're new, that's harder. 0.07 and even a 0.010. A 0.10, sorry. If it is a 0.10, because they could be used for individuals, you wouldn't make, that would be like for a 3D. So for 3 lashes on one. If it's volume and you're using 3 or 5, you can do anything up to 9 lashes fanned for Russian volume. So it's quite a big variety there. But for individual, don't go any thicker than 0.20. It does depend on their lashes as well. So if they've had chemo and the lashes are weak or anything, then don't put a really thick lash on, put a thinner lash on. I would normally go for a 0.15, to be honest, and a 0.20 for individual. Volumes, I tend to use a 0.3 or 5, and then you can do anything from a 2D to a 9D. Good question. I actually think it was me being thick, guys, because I think I wasn't scrolling down. I apologise. I just wonder what's the most popular eyelashes. I've seen a few using C15s. So, Maria, that's another good question. So it all really varies to what lashes you like, what curl you like, sorry. Your clients aren't going to know. They're not going to come to you and say, I want a D 0.7 some. I've had it about 4 times my whole lash career. It's rare that another lash extension lady will go to somebody unless you agree to do swap treatments. I would say play around with a mixture of different curls and different lashes and see what you actually like, and then offer mascara, natural, full-on glam, and base it around that. If they use a handheld curler, I would say use C or a CC. If they use a heated curler, use a D. If they don't use a curler, use a C. I hope that answers your question. But don't get hooked up on how the different curls of lashes, because there is so many out there. Don't do it. You'll get so confused. Find a lash that you like. Have about 2 different curls. When you're doing your sets, have a look, and then you'll find ones that you like. If they've got smaller eyes and they're more indented, shall I say, I find a D lifts the eye up more because it's more curlier, so it opens the eye more. If they've got big eyes, I would say a C or a CC. With regards to thickness, like I said earlier, individual should be a 0.15 or 0.20. Volume, 0.03 or 0.05. Hope that helps. I will just check my phone. I've got some messages. Oh, I just had a nice message from a student. She's popping out now, so she's going offline. Right. I hope I've answered all of your questions. So next week I will be not online. I will be online the following Thursday, but I will continuously update you and let you know. If you've got a question, please just literally, I'm getting distracted now I know how all this works. Drop me a message and I can pop on at any time and answer it if it's a message I'm getting a lot of that week. But I will be trying to collect them all and doing one video like I have done tonight. I do really apologise about earlier and the connection cutting off. Like I said, today was the first time I'm doing a video, so it was a little bit of a learning curve. For those of you that I haven't met, who's doing the courses online, hello, I'm the one that's been emailing you. All my students that I have seen, like I've seen a lot of the names pop up. Hello guys, lovely to see you again. This video is saved, so, well, it will be when I finish it. It will be saved, so go back as many times as you want. Any questions or any topics you want me to discuss, please drop me a message. So I will be here to help. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for your support all over from the last year, 2 years that I've been doing the teaching side and building it up. I do appreciate it all. So thank you so much, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye.